I'm up in the Superior National Forest today, looking like a ragamuffin, as my wife would say. But yeah, beautiful day. Starting out about, I don't know, 18 degrees. It is April 17th. Still a ton of snow up here. I'm standing on top of it because it's all frozen and crusty, which is nice. But my real goal today, almost every time I come up here in the spring, is displaying spruce grouse. Yes, that's my goal again, but daylight's burning. Let's go do it. Extremely trusting, wow. But what I noticed when I got closer was that there was a pile of grouse feathers, and I'm wondering if it was a male, and wondering if there was a displaying male there that got picked off by a goshawk. And oh well, keep looking. But yeah, it was just fun hanging with that guy as he picked grit. A little story: once I picked up a dead spruce grouse that had been hit by a logging truck, and it was still warm. It was winter, and I ended up dissecting it, and the grit I pulled out of the gizzard, where they grind up the needles that they eat, jack pine and spruce needles. I found that it had been picking exclusively clear quartz, and quartz is like the hardest mineral there is. So it was ignoring the black biotite and the feldspars, and which are softer rocks. And it makes sense. If you want the hardest grit to grind up the needles and make them palatable to you, you'd pick quartz. So that was pretty cool. And I ate it, and it was very good, contrary to what people say. Of course, I did wrap it in bacon, so that helps. All right. Let's find a displaying male now. This is how I chill my lunchtime drink. Oh, red crossbills. Let's get some video of them. Nothing. There's another hole, old pileated woodpecker hole there. One in there. And last year I got lucky scratching on one of these big old mature red pines with a abandoned pileated woodpecker cavity, and Saw-whet Owl popped its head out. And that was a lot of fun. And so now hope springs eternal, and so I'm always tapping on trees with woodpecker holes, and all kinds of things use old pileated woodpecker holes, like Saw-whet owls, hooded mergansers, common goldeneyes, flying squirrels, this is a spot where I had a spruce grouse displaying, okay, years ago. You know how it is, you just gotta check it, you never know. It's gonna come back, although he's been probably been dead for 5 years. But yeah, I don't know, beautiful spot. Jack pines, it's way off the road, and the road is way off any other road. But nothing today, and lots of snow. But this is mid-April, and they should be displaying. They should be in the peak of their displays right now, so we'll keep looking. Another reason I love this spot, it's got trailing arbutus and tons of it. Early spring wildflower. And there are some buds right there. You see the couple weeks and they should be blooming. They grow under pines and they're not very common. Deer will often eat them up before they bloom. And here is the drumming log. This is the one I found last year and filmed Mr. Ruffed Grouse displaying, but there were so many branches and vegetation in the way I didn't get much good. Yeah, look at all the droppings. He has been here, definitely been here this spring. The male will jump up on here and he'll get real tall and then start flapping his wings, and it'll go faster and faster, and he's actually making little mini sonic booms when he's flapping his wings, and it makes this very deep resonant Some people liken it to an old tractor starting up. It's really a low sound. Some people can't even hear at that frequency, but the male will do that in the spring. He'll be probably ramping up here over the next 3 weeks, and it gets the females going. These guys will use these logs year after year, and sometimes they'll even wear the moss off these logs. They use it so much, and they're beating their wings so much. Yeah, pretty cool. We'll check back in about 2-3 weeks. I found this black-backed woodpecker nest. He's just excavating it. I saw the male as I was driving by, and he's not done yet. He will eventually flake all the bark from around the hole. That's one of their signature things. They also have this kind of this sloping porch. But he's got 2 going. See up here? Got the second story and the first story here, but pretty cool. I'm gonna come back in a few weeks or a month and see if there's any babies. See if they use it, actually. Who knows? But he was drumming over here. That's a good sign that this is his territory. Moose tracks, but no moose yet. Yeah, it was 4 moose, maybe I don't know, maybe a cow, 2 yearling calves, and a bull, because he had 1 antler left. Must have shed the other one, but he had 1 little, not a big antler, but pretty cool. And it was one of those situations where you're like, I don't know what to do. I couldn't get out of the car, so I just started taking video at different frame rates and photos. They're not great, but it is 4 moose. Which you don't see often. This morning we saw the tracks here on this road, and what do you know, at 3:30 in the afternoon there's 4 moose. 1 was even grazing on some of the roadside willows here, so pretty cool. You can still hear them a little bit back in the woods.